It's over. The mall parking lot is empty. Christmas trees and lights are coming down. The carolers have closed their songbooks, and the ugly Christmas sweaters have made their way into the attic for another 11 months. No more tinsel, no more presents. So long, generosity. Oh, generosity is making someone's day by giving something away. But guess we'll have to wait until next year to do that. And it's too bad, because I came up with some great ideas of some gifts that I wanted to give, like my mailman. I should get him a new pair of gloves, right? Because his old pair, the thumb got chewed off by a dog. Not while his hands were in them, but anyway, now he's driving around delivering mail with a thumb sticking out of his glove, and I could get him a new pair so he doesn't get frostbite on his thumb in these cold winter months. If Christmas wasn't already over. You know, and there's so many other gifts I could have gotten, but I just forgot, you know, my small group leader, my third grade teacher, Miss White, the family who just moved in down the street. So many missed opportunities. Oh well. 12 months away. You know, that's a long time to wait to have generosity. Hey, today's story is about some guys who waited a long time and traveled a long way to give some very special gifts. Let's see, there was gold, frankincense, and what was the last one? Macadamia, no? Marigold. That's not it.
And now for an amazing true story from the book of Matthew. Chapter 2, verses 1 to 12.
Jesus was born in the tiny village of Bethlehem, just a few miles outside of Jerusalem. Now, back then, there were no newspapers to spread the birth announcement across the country, no internet for people to read all about it while they waited to get their donkeys washed. Nope, God didn't need any of those things. Instead, he placed a brilliant star in the most perfect place. Now, right about the same time, many scholars, wise men, were studying the skies. Let's call them Kaz, Melvin, and Barney.
Barney, look! Do you see it? What I see is something large and lumpy and rather...
Melvin raised both eyebrows and tapped Barney on the shoulder.
That is because you are peering at Kaz's nose. No, up there! Just above the horizon and to the right.
Kaz and Melvin turned Barney in the right direction. The three men all stared at the brilliant point of light.
Fantastical. Serendipitous. But hardly accidental. I believe this is a sign.
Now, it's possible these wise men knew about Daniel, who served in the courts of Eastern kings 500 years before. Daniel foretold of a ruler that would come for God's people.
We should consult the Jewish scriptures. I have the scrolls. Let's see. That part there looks more like a storm cloud than a star. That is because you are looking at an ink blot. Ah, here it is. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel. A new king has been born. We must find him. We'll need camels. Gifts for the royal child. Not to mention a good supply of lamb jerky.
The wise men gathered their supplies, mounted their camels, and began their long journey across the desert. Whoa!
Moving right along and still walking. How are we still traveling? The star keeps shining for us. There's Jerusalem ahead. The scholars here will know more.
Whoa! When the wise men finally reached the city, they began asking everyone they saw,
Where's the child who has been born to be king of the Jews? Yes, when we were in the east, we saw his star. Now we have come to worship him.
News of the three travelers quickly made its way to King Herod.
A new king? Inconceivable.
King Herod immediately called in the chief priests and teachers of the law.
Where is this Christ to be born?
Well, I think...
Am I mad? Or did the word think escape your lips?
Well, the prophet Micah says, in Bethlehem.
Is that all?
He adds, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are certainly not the least among the towns of Judah. A ruler will come out of you. He will be the shepherd of my people, Israel.
Inconceivable.
Just reading the scroll.
King Herod dismissed his advisors and called for the wise men.
Tell me, when did this star appear?
Many moons ago, Your Majesty.
I believe you'll find this king in Bethlehem. Go search for him and bring me a report right away. Then I can go and worship him too.
Are you all right, Your Majesty?
Oh, sorry, just allergic to camel hair.
So the wise men immediately mounted their camels
Off!
and set out.
There's the star. It appears to be standing directly over that village.
Third house from the right, two back with the lily by the front yard.
That is correct.
When the wise men finally arrived at the house, they were warmly welcomed by a young woman with shining eyes.
You really followed the star all the way from the east? Just to see Jesus? Where is he?
Mary led them into the house. There, the wise men at last saw Jesus. He stared up at them with wide, joyful eyes.
The Christ, the King of the Jews.
The wise men immediately bowed down before Jesus and offered their gifts.
Gold? Incense?
Myrrh. But don't worry, you won't have to spell that for a good many years yet.
We know.
The wise men had given up many months and comfortable beds to follow that star, but every moment had been worth it. Later that night, God appeared to them in a dream and warned them not to go back and report to King Herod. So they returned to their own country using a different route.
The wise men traveled a long way to see Jesus, and they brought gifts fit for a king. And they did that because they knew, even as a baby, that Jesus deserves their honor. He was worth their generosity. You know, a lot of people think that the wise men showed up the night that Jesus was born, but they didn't. They came with their gold, frankincense, and the other thing much later, which makes me think it doesn't have to be Christmas for us to celebrate the birth of Jesus. There doesn't have to be one specific day of the year to celebrate our Savior's birth. No, we should celebrate Jesus every day of the year. And one way we can do that, one way we could celebrate God's greatest gift to us, is by being generous with others year-round, generous with our time, with our talents, and with our stuff. So the one thing to remember today, and every day, is this: get wrapped up in giving. You can have an attitude of generosity no matter what time. Myrrh! Myrrh! Oh, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. It's driving me crazy. I can't. Myrrh. Sorry, what was I saying? Anyway, I've got to go and buy some new gloves for my mailman, and maybe I'll pick up some gifts for my new neighbors as well. You think they'd like some myrrh? Is there a myrrh store in the mall?